through the day today as the frontal system starts pushing in. Now, certainly already feeling a chill. There's even cold air coming up behind this.
It's Saturday the 7th of June. That makes it the first full weekend of winter here in New South Wales. I just packed my car up, went to drive off, go camping. Battery's gone flat. I bought this Voltex and it's supposed to be able to jump start a car. So we're going to give it a test. It's a bit worrying coming out on a 3-day trip, knowing the battery's duff, especially as I need to charge off the battery, some of my devices. But my Voltex power supply worked well. I was very impressed with that. So what I've done is bring along another 12-volt battery with me. I've got a spare battery in my garage, so I've brought that along. I can actually charge the Voltex with that, and I can charge my devices off the Voltex and keep that topped up by that 12-volt battery, so hence I won't need to drain the car battery. I'm just driving up to Paddy's River Dam campground, and I'm in the Bago or Bargo Forest or State Park. It's a plantation with pockets of natural bush, and I noticed there's snow. So I'm driving on some very narrow fire roads now, and the worry is if something comes tearing the other way, we're going to have an accident. So I really need to get a UHF radio so I can check if there's anyone in the area. Hi, so I've arrived at my camp spot. It's Paddy's River Dam campground. You don't have to book here, it's free camping. There's a few people around. I might set my tarp up. Unfortunately, all the camping is under trees, so if one falls on you, you're just unlucky. I've got a little fire pit. That's where Madge is. This is the small dam. I suspect this was created for gold mining back in the day. There's a duck swimming on it. I'm just going to nip to the toilet. So this route again is part... Oh, there's horse poo. We might see some brumbies. There's horse poo here. That would be great. I've never seen a brumbie. They're the wild horses that were brought in by the Europeans that the Australians absolutely hate and shoot from helicopters for some reason, saying they're destroying the land like the humans aren't. But yeah, I'd love to see one. Now, this track here, this is part of the Human Hovel walking track, a track I've mentioned before that goes from Yass to Albury, a hiking trail. In fact, I've just been watching someone on YouTube doing the Human Hovel walking track, 440 kilometres. I'd love to do it. It is brass monkeys cold here, I can tell you that. So this shelter is mainly for people doing the Human Hovel. It's very nice. I saw it on that guy's video, but I can't see any toilets. I can see there's a drop toilet right over there. Thank goodness. Oh, bugger. No bloody toilet paper. I'm gonna have to go back and get some loo roll. Oh, do you know what? It's absolutely freezing. A biting wind with that snow just a bit higher up shows how cold it is. People are in their very thick coats, the other campers. So I'm going to get my coat on, get some toilet paper and come back. I thought it was raining, but it's actually snowing. Okay, so the snow is falling quite hard. So I think what I'll do is put my tarp up, try and get that up. I haven't tried it on this car, but let's give it a go. I could tie it to my roof rack. Some gentlemen have had to come and help me put up the awning. So Emmanuel and Harry are putting my awning up for me.
So this is about to
Okay, so.
loop around,
Yeah.
bring it back through,
Uh-huh.
like that. Bring that, oh, a bit too long. Through itself. Back up.
Oh, that's a smart
You can
one.
do that twice if you want to lock it off.
So Harry tells me that I thought we were at 600 metres. We're actually at possibly 1200. So that's why there is snow and hail and sleet. When are you leaving?
Monday morning.
Oh, right. Okay, so I can give you your steaks back.
Oh, don't even stress, I've got heaps.
Yeah, here's your first loan on the trip.
Can't expect anything less.
Right, so that's a normal loop thing you do there, isn't
Yeah.
it? And then you go back through
And
all the way.
that's it. Or you can leave it half,
Yeah.
like that,
Uh-huh.
and then
Okay.
to undo it, all you do is pull that through, like that.
Nice.
So-
Thank you so much. I'm really happy with that. So on the bring with me list needs to be tent pegs and what else? And I need to buy some proper poles because these are from a little awning that I bought cheap somewhere. That looks a top job. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
And see you later. Cheers.
Have a good one.
How lovely was that? They could see I was struggling. Oh. So GoPros are renowned for having rubbish batteries in cold temperatures, and I'm experiencing it here. It's not even barely below zero, and the batteries aren't lasting 5 minutes. So what I've done is buy these 2 hand warmers. Now they need a power supply to power them. So I think white is low. The pockets are a bit small, they don't fit my power supplies, so that's a bit of a problem. But what I'm doing when I'm not filming, I'm putting my GoPro into one of these, and in this one I've put all of my batteries in this box to try and keep them warm. So I've got that plugged into the car and that plugged into my power supply. So I'm hoping that's going to be enough to keep my batteries warmer and for them to last more than, sometimes they last 30 seconds in the snow. It's utter rubbish. I don't know what GoPro think they're doing. Anyway, that's something I'm going to try and I'll let you know how it goes. Cheers. Emmanuel and Harry's camp is just over here. So they've got a nice fire going, and it looks like they've got like a swag cot, so it's off the ground. Hope they don't mind me looking. So that's a nice little setup with the awning and the tent under it. Beautiful fire. Yeah, amazing fire going. Lovely. I've decided to go on a little hike just along a tiny stretch of the human hovel track. It's not very pleasant conditions. It's drizzle now and it's not snow. It's kind of sleety, but let's go for a walk and see if there's anything interesting to see. Beautiful mature gum trees here. It's slippery. My hands are very cold. I've got these holy merino gloves on, but they're wet. I should have put better gloves on. I have got better gloves. But it's a lovely little walk. Beautiful gum trees. Nice bush. The odd wallaby darting about. Not much else to see, although lots of horse poo. So I wonder if we'll see some brumbies. I wonder where he was going. We've come to this creek, which I presume is Paddy's river, possibly. I'm allowed to fossick in this, so I might go and get my pan and come back and have a little pan. Here we are, back at Madge. Anyway, I've got a nice fire going. I shall keep it like this. Nice and small. Hopefully it won't set alight to anything. I've adjusted the tarp a bit. I've put a cord on this right hand corner and tied it to the roof rack. I've tightened this left hand roof rack one, and I've raised this one up one segment because it's all sagging where it's got wet. That's just what this kind of material does, it just sags when it's wet. But anyway, it's all good and it's all quite nice. Let's get some dinner on. What I've brought with me is some masala sauce, some rice and a naan bread. I might chuck some of my soya sausages in it. Yeah, I'll heat that up. And so I've made me a sausage tikka masala. Sausage surprise! If you watch another UK soap opera, EastEnders, you'll have known, I can't remember the woman's name, but she used to make sausage surprise all the time. I didn't bring enough firewood, so I have got some more, but I want it for tomorrow. So that's a bit of a shame. The fire will have to go out once this is burned. In case I forgot to say, this is a 3-day weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And today is Saturday, it's around, I don't know, 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I'm going to camp here. I'm at Paddy's River Dam campground. It's stopped snowing, but it's pouring with rain. Hasn't kind of stopped since I got here. Now on my hike I took my Manfrotto off-road tripod. If you remember, it broke before, it's nearly broken again. I can see the stupid plastic bit is cracked, so I'm going to write to them, because you can't sell something as being robust and for off-road if the weakest link is a self-tapping screw that screws into a bit of plastic that then splits it wide open. The plastic just splits and then fails, and this one's failing again. My last time out, when I went bikepacking and then surfing, I broke my GoPro Hero 8. I used it for the first time surfing instead of my 5 because I'd broke the brackets off the 5, and my Hero 8 just was kaput. It's 5 years old, so I wrote to GoPro asking if they could repair it for me, and they said no, but they gave me a fantastic deal. So they said if I returned my Hero 8 to them, they would sell me a Hero 12 for $149. I kind of thought, is this a scam? Because they're like $500, and it's not. And I've got a Hero 12 in the place of my Hero 8, so that was a result. So thank you GoPro, I'm really impressed with the whole service they provided with that. The rain is really coming down now, and the wind is picking up. Also on my last outing, my stills camera broke. I've only had it 6 months. It's a Panasonic FZ80D, Really good. It's in my price range. It's not fancy at all, but again, I was very impressed with Panasonic's repair procedure. You have to pay to send it away to them, but they repaired it, put some new bits in it, and returned it in the 3 to 4 week period since my last outing. Just once, it's gone into error. It hasn't done it again, but I'm sort of on the fence as to whether it's repaired or not. It seems to be behaving so far this weekend. I think this is called the Bargo State Forest, and it's part of the Snowy Mountains, which is part of the Kosciuszko National Park. It's around 6:30. So kindly, Emmanuel just brought me over some more firewood. So I'm going to sit out here a bit longer. My fire was nearly out. So kind of them. What a lovely bloke. They're both really nice. When you come across people that are so kind, they want nothing in return. It's just quite unbelievable nowadays, and it does, as they say, the common phrase, restore your faith in human nature. So yeah, he brought me over some more firewood, and he also said if I want to go over there for a drink and a chat around the fire, then I can. So I think it's best just keeping people at a nice distance, and I think I'll be better off mentally with that, and then I don't have to feel bad about saying something wrong, because I try so hard to be normal that I say really stupid, twattish things, like, you're not as fat as you look. Who would say that? Me. I'm just trying to be, I'm so uptight when I'm in a social group that I try and think of the right things to say, and then it comes out wrong. So I'm not going to go over there. Hi, it's 7:30 and I've come into Madge now. I managed to shut the door and leave the tarp up, so hopefully it'll still be up in the morning, which would be handy if it's piddling with rain. I'm really tired. Haven't really done anything today. Had that little hike. I really couldn't be bothered to go out and Fossick and walk all the way back to the creek, but I might do that in the morning, see how my morning goes. My secret to lighting that fire really quickly was one of these. I saw these in Bunnings. It's called a Samba fire log, and it's like a fire starter, kindling and a log all in one. So you set light to each end of the paper and you just stick it in the fire and it lights, and then you can put other logs on top. I'll stock up on those, and I need to carry more wood with me. It's actually quite hard to carry a good amount of wood. It takes up a lot of space and it's heavy, incredibly heavy. So tomorrow night hopefully I can have another fire. I shan't do one in the morning. Perhaps I'll go over and see Emmanuel and Harry and get some warmth from their fire. So I've got the Covia Cupid on, and I've got my O2 monitor up there. So hopefully I won't die, but if I do, well, it was nice knowing you. Am I bothered though? Am I bothered? Probably not. Anyway, I'm going to get my head down. I had prepared a story for you. I printed it out. Can't bloody find it. Don't know what I've done with it. I don't know what I've done with it. Damn. So I can't remember it off by heart, so I won't be telling you a story tonight. I wish I could. It's 10 o'clock and I've still not got to sleep, so I'm going to have to resort to what I do when I can't sleep, and that is listen to and fall asleep to, so I never hear the end. And I have watched this film on YouTube perhaps 200 times, easily 200 times. It's the 1996 disaster, Storm over Everest. a PBS documentary, and it's David Brayshears, who was there on the day of the disaster on Everest in 1996, and it's him 10 years later returning to Everest. Now, what is thought happened and caused it is all based on what John Krakauer wrote in a book, Into Thin Air, I think it's called. Anyway, he wrote this book about the disaster. He was there, but this guy, I think his name's Michael Tracy, has a YouTube channel, and he contradicts a lot of what Krakauer says. And actually, Krakauer has had to retract some of his statements in the book, or basically in the next edition they will be corrected. But sadly, on that disaster, a lady that was climbing, Sandy Pittman, got a lot of the blame piled on her for the 5 deaths that happened that day, and it absolutely wasn't her fault, it seems, at all. If you go by Krakauer's book, she caused some of the problems. But if you listen to Michael Tracy, no, she didn't. She didn't at all. Michael Tracy is very good at pointing out the misogyny and the cover-ups that have gone on. Anyway, the gist of that disaster is that on the 9th of, I think it was May 1996, 2 expeditions joined forces from base camp and decided to summit on the same day, on the 10th of May. I think it's May, I could be wrong. Anyway, one was led by Rob Hall, the other by Scott Fisher. But to cut a long story short, those 2 expedition leaders, Rob Hall and Scott Fisher, died on that day, on the 10th of whichever month it was. And they were both complacent, in my opinion. They didn't give the mountain its due respect or consideration. And also Rob Hall, because he was trying to get one of his clients to summit who really shouldn't have been summiting, it appears, he got stuck high up with this client. Another of his guides come up to try and help. All 3 of them died. And one other of Rob's group died, Yasuko Namba, a Japanese lady. She got to the summit but died on the way down. And another person, Beck Weathers, nearly died, but he managed to get himself up after falling asleep in this horrendous storm that hit. And yes, the storm did have an effect on it, but they didn't give it the due respect it needed. You know, I think it was Rob Hall that said on a good day any fool could summit Everest. Well, that's utter rubbish, because I couldn't summit Everest. I got altitude sickness just going to base camp, and it is incredibly hard. I'm just watching a guy called Ryan. Oh Christ, I can't remember his surname. I'll put a link up here to Ryan's climb of Everest. It's really interesting. He's only a youngster and he's got a full film of his Everest climb, and you watch that and you can see just how hard it is, even in decent-ish weather. It's bloody hard. My personal opinion is, of this disaster in 1996, the 2 leaders, their egos took over. They were complacent. They didn't respect the mountain. And sadly, they both died, along with 3 of Rob Hall's clients. Anyway, I'm waffling. So, this PBS film, I don't think I can link it here, but if you search YouTube for the 1996 Everest disaster, the PBS documentary, because this is the best one, although there is another one that does go into Beck Weathers, his story. Beck Weathers' story is worth watching as well. Yeah, it is something that I'm absolutely fascinated with, and I watch everything I can about it. I've watched hundreds of documentaries about it. Anyway, I'm going to listen to that now. I'm going to try and get to sleep. So nighty night.
Apprenons le cha-cha-cha.